Guys, this is Skinless, the guild leader for the Alliance Guardians, and today we're going to be looking at the Phase 1 of Darkside GeoTB's special mission. This is a difficult mission if you're not sure what you are doing. So let's go ahead and pop in here first. You may have seen our disclaimer. There is one unit that you get to choose between as far as for what you get to use. Otherwise, you get to use Newt, B1, B2, and Droidica. A lot of people have attempted to throw General Grievous in here, but with General Grievous's Zetas, he does eat away at the rest of the team, so he is definitely not your choice. You have two different options here depending upon how your guild does. There is the idea of using Geonosian Brood Alpha, so that you have the Brute in there for the additional unit. This is a very, very popular one, especially if your guild can get away with using going for the special mission, not needing to have the extra for the Geonosian mission. However, the other option here is Magna Guard for the taunt. So I'll give you a little rundown real quick on what I'm using here. So for Newt, I do have his Zeta and all of his Omegas here. Nothing exactly incredible. He's only 239 speed, not a whole lot to him. So he doesn't have to be all that. I do recommend having all of his Omegas though, so you can get the extortion and things spread as need be. Magna Guard, I do also have the Zeta. However, the Zeta only really helps with General Grievous, so that's not really necessary to have the Zeta, but again, Omegas are recommended. I've got kind of low speed on him, but I do have him built up as far as for being tanky with protection and health. You can move mods around to make him tankier as need be, but I'm not too worried about that. It's not exactly the most difficult mission. For B1, I do have him relicked at this point, and I've gone with offense specifically for the additional damage. I've got him somewhat decently fast. I mean, none of my guys are exactly the fastest, but they do the trick. B2, I've got potency all across the board. He's slow, but he takes a lot of extra turns as they go around. Also, one of those characters I do have the Zeta on, and Droidica as well. Going with an offense potency here. Doesn't need to be very fast, specifically because he does his true damage. So you want to use a lot of specials throughout this whole thing here. And the reason for that being is that with B1, you know, you're going to get a lot more stacks of droid battalion as you go around, and that's really the key. Is the more stacks of droid battalion, the easier you heal things. So let's go ahead and pop right in and take a look at the mission and see how we do. Usually I'm going to go ahead and start taking out a lot of the AoE gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and just start popping out some extra points here, and the key is to just keep on healing our IG 100 as we go along, and then continuing to spam as many buff immunities as we possibly can. I'm going to go ahead and go to the leader here and give him some extortion. And I do, again, recommend always spamming the specials. The reason for that is I just keep on increasing the stacks of droid battalion that are out there on the field. So you can use basics, but it's just easier just to continue on using those specials. So just spam as much as you can of them. It doesn't quite hurt to not do so, but you're gonna have a better time if you do continue spamming those specials to continue getting your stacks of battalion up. I do like to take out the med troopers here if I can. To specifically, they aren't the #1 priority, but if I can at least kind of get them stunned and out of the way, that's better. Damage wise though, we probably want to get out some of those extra guys here. So you're gonna have to figure out what is the what is the biggest danger to you as you go through. Even if you get a heal or a revive out of the healing guy over there on the side, he does have to use a lot of his own health in order to properly heal. So you don't have to worry too much about that. So I'm just continuing to spam specials here and just continue on healing of IG. I do try to keep extortion if I can for the beginning of the next round, so that way I have the full abilities of everything else around me. So let's go ahead here and get some buff immunity out there. Probably try to get rid of, let's see, get rid of the ARC Trooper. We don't want the ARC Trooper to continue doing his nasty things that he does as far as for spreading all of the buffs out there. So we'll just keep on trying to take him down. And as you can see, we're just continuing to spam everything we can special wise, and the mission is going quite swimmingly, I would say. You know, we're healing up as best as we can where we need it. Sometimes you do have to heal some others, but as far as for the heals go, you do at least want to make sure that you are not letting, you know, certain individuals die. So we're gonna go ahead here and just keep on trucking away. And you may get dangerously low sometimes on IG 100, but as long as you are planning ahead and ensuring that you are spamming your specials and continuing to heal him up, having a fast enough B1 for this, and also getting those stacks of battalion out there is really what's going to make or break this mission. I've seen people get upwards of 600 stacks of droid battalion. Right now I'm at 173, so that's a fair amount. That is quite a large amount to have out there, so that's not exactly typical. The sharpshooters here and pawns are going to be your biggest issues, so I do try to go after pawns as quickly as I can, specifically because he's going to have, you can see that he's got that mark there, as well as he also has that AoE, which is really nasty. So we do want to keep away from having to worry too much about that, but we go ahead and we just keep on healing him up, keep on spraying extortion, using our special as best we can, and just kind of keep going to town. So it's not a difficult mission by any chance. It's just a getting the right order there. Like I said, you can do this with GBA. That's not a bad choice. A lot of people do like having that brute for the additional points, but I have found that if I can save the brute for the Geo mission, then I feel like I'm in a better spot. Probably start taking out some of these sharpshooters here. Clone commanders are always nice to take out, but I'm kind of getting sick of the armor shred and the exposes, and I just want to keep it clean as possible. So that's why I'm just kind of playing around and dancing around on the field a little bit and just taking out some of the sharpshooters. So I did make it look pretty easy, but that's just because I have the Zetas on here. You can do it without. You don't have to have those Zetas, but they do make it a lot easier to do if you have those Zetas. So, and then again, spreading extortion around the field and just continuing to get the bonuses that you are supposed to be getting from that there and just wearing them down. So this is a decently offensive team, but at the same time, it is also based upon survivability. So we are continuing to survive by using a strong IG. So there we go. And as you can see, I mean, without much difficulty and without too much explanation, you can see how easy this mission really can be. In the event that you don't have all the extra Zetas or all the extra points on there, it just might take some extra time, but the method remains the same. You just want to make sure you have the Omega on the extortion and as many of the Omegas and abilities that you possibly can. Just the less that you have, the longer they can take, but you can follow the same order, just continuing to feed to IG 100. Just make sure that your IG 100 has a large protection and health pool, and then you will be fine, as well as the speed on B1. So that was the special mission, made very easy. So we do You know, it's not too hard there. We've got the watt mission that I've also recorded here. So I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you have any comments or questions, you know, always feel free to reach out and like the video if you liked it, or, you know, subscribe if you like my other content. So as always, I appreciate my viewers, and Skinless is out.